Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. Sam Houston State versus Florida International. The Sam Houston State Bearcats have established themselves as a formidable force this season, but they're looking to rebound after a disappointing 31-14 home loss to the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Quarterback Hunter Watson has been a standout performer, completing 84 of 141 passes for 987 yards, with 9 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He's also been a dual threat on the ground, rushing 91 times for 407 yards, averaging 4.5 yards per carry, and adding 4 rushing touchdowns. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury during the Western Kentucky game, leading to Jace Bowers stepping in. Bauer managed to complete 12 of 22 passes for 106 yards, but struggled with an interception. Despite the setback, the Bearcats have maintained a solid offensive presence, averaging 401.0 total yards per game, ranking 61st nationally. Their rushing attack has been particularly effective, contributing 219.7 yards per game, which places them 15th in the nation. This balanced offensive strategy keeps opposing defenses guessing and sets the stage for a strong performance. On the other side, the Florida International Panthers have struggled lately, losing 4 of their last 5 games, including a 30-21 defeat to the UTEP Miners in their most recent outing. Quarterback Keohane Jenkins has been a bright spot for the Panthers, completing 117 of 185 passes for 1,422 yards, with 10 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. However, Jenkins is currently on the injury report with an undisclosed issue, casting doubt on his availability. In relief against UTEP, Amari Jones completed 6 of 11 passes for 92 yards, including a touchdown and an interception. Meanwhile, Hayden Carlson also saw action, but had a rough outing, throwing 2 interceptions on 6 attempts. Given the recent performances and the injury concerns for Florida International, the Bearcats clearly hold the upper hand. Both teams faced UTEP recently, with Sam Houston State securing a decisive 20-point victory on the road, while the Panthers fell by 9 points. With a more potent offense and a solid rushing game, the Bearcats are poised to dominate this matchup. Even if Watson is unable to play, Bauer has shown enough promise to keep the Bearcats competitive. Prediction: Sam Houston State Bearcats to win on the money line. The uncertainty surrounding Jenkins and Jones means the Panthers may struggle to find offensive consistency. Both teams have exhibited a tendency to turn the ball over, which raises concerns about their reliability. Additionally, with rain in the forecast, the passing game may not be as explosive as expected. Therefore, the under is the better bet for this matchup. UTEP versus Louisiana Tech. The UTEP Miners are eager to turn their season around after a hard-fought 30-21 victory over the Florida International Panthers. Despite struggling for much of the year, this win showcased their potential as they racked up 372 total yards and averaged a solid 7.0 yards per pass attempt. The Miners displayed resilience by scoring 10 crucial points in the 4th quarter to clinch the game. However, they face a significant setback with starting quarterback Cade McConnell likely out for the season due to a wrist injury sustained during the matchup. Stepping in for McConnell, Skylar Locklear demonstrated promise, completing 14 of 23 passes for 161 yards, along with 1 touchdown and an interception. Over the season, Locklear has maintained a 63.2% completion rate, throwing for 953 yards for touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Defensively, the Miners were effective against FIU, allowing just 21 points on 287 total yards, 202 passing, 85 rushing. They recorded 4 turnovers, all through interceptions, while keeping penalties to a minimum with only 3 for 35 yards. UTEP also limited FIU to 14 first downs and a dismal 3 of 13 conversion rate on 3rd downs. Despite the victory, UTEP has struggled mightily this season, ranking 123rd in college football with an average of just 18.0 points per game. Their defense has also been a liability, ranking 117th nationally and allowing opponents to score an alarming 32.6 points per game. Meanwhile, the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs are looking to bounce back after suffering a heartbreaking 33-30 double overtime loss to the New Mexico State Aggies. Despite showing promise on offense with a solid performance on third downs 11 of 23 and converting 1 of 2 fourth down attempts, their ground game faltered, averaging just 2.9 yards per carry. Defensively, the Bulldogs gave up 33 points on 364 total yards, 204 passing, 160 rushing, but managed to force 2 turnovers from lost fumbles. Quarterback Evan Bullock led the way for Louisiana Tech, completing 22 of 41 passes for 233 yards, with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Over the season, Bullock boasts an impressive 64.2% completion rate, accumulating 790 yards and 8 touchdowns without throwing a single pick. Offensively, the Bulldogs have also struggled, tying for 90th in college football with an average of 25.5 points per game. On the other hand, their defense has shown some resilience, allowing an average of 23.5 points per game, ranking them 66th nationally. As both teams look to improve, the stage is set for an intriguing matchup that could redefine their seasons. Will the Miners capitalize on their recent momentum, or can the Bulldogs shake off their recent disappointment and reclaim their offensive edge? The outcome hangs in the balance as these two programs clash. As we analyze the recent performances of both offenses, it's evident that they're operating on different wavelengths. The UTEP Miners have struggled offensively, averaging just 21.3 points over their last 4 games. In stark contrast, the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs have found their rhythm, scoring an impressive 29.3 points in their previous 3 outings. Defensively, the disparity is just as pronounced. UTEP ranks an unfortunate 122nd nationally, allowing a staggering 65.7% completion rate against them, while Louisiana Tech boasts a much more respectable 40th place, limiting opponents to a 57.9% completion rate. This trend suggests a clear advantage for the Bulldogs as they prepare to face off against the Miners. Given these statistics, I predict that the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs will secure the victory, covering the spread as -7 favorites. With clear skies expected on game day, both teams should find opportunities to move the ball effectively, especially considering their respective defensive struggles. The Miners have been particularly vulnerable, conceding an average of 35.3 points over their last 3 games, while the Bulldogs have allowed 27.0 points in their previous 2 contests. Quarterback Skylar Locklear has shown promise throughout the season, while Louisiana Tech's Evan Bullock has yet to throw an interception, highlighting their potential to score consistently. Given the defense's recent difficulties in getting stops, I expect a high-scoring affair. Therefore, taking the over as the better bet seems like a smart move here.